Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geek Gulag. I am your host, Aged Boomer. This is my co-host, Big Al of Big Al Presents.
Hello, everybody.
I'm calling it the Geek Gulag this week because Geeky Geezers is Troy and myself. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it this week. He had a family situation going on. I mean, I guess he said it was okay for us to talk a little bit about it, right? But
I'm
Yeah.
still considering myself a guest geezer.
a guest geezer, yeah. So okay, that's fine. Yeah, and let's be fair.
Like I said, if anybody who is here hasn't heard, Troy had a family loss, and
Yes.
it's a very, very rough time for him. It was unexpected, from what I understand,
Right.
and they're just dealing with things. So if everybody please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers, I am sure that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. And let me see. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, so this might be a little bit of a shorter stream than usual, but we'll see how long I carry on for. Because it's not going to be a typical ranch stream. I figured let's mix it up a little bit. It's more like weirdness, okay? But actually, we do have a victory to celebrate tonight.
Very much so.
Okay, we do have victory to celebrate tonight. As we all know, a little movie came out this weekend.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Big Al has a review up on his channel.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you should check that
Go
out.
check out my review. Just a short example. I loved it.
Yeah, but after the stream, I'll post a link in the description too.
I do know the professor is going to have a review out this evening probably. And a movie's got to be good when even the professor liked it.
Okay,
which was shocking.
No, I am thinking that we may. You know what this is reminding me of a little bit, and we're going to get to that a little later. Remember when you're watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and or even the books, and you get to the end of Two Towers? That's the battle of Minas Tirith, if I'm saying that correctly. Or is that what's the battle at the end of Two Towers?
Are you talking about Helm's Deep?
Helm's Deep, my mistake. Okay, that's later. Helm's Deep. Yes, sorry. See, I'm not a Tolkien expert. I know to say his name though. But what was I going to say though? Helm's Deep, and they finally have a victory, right? But the war is not over. Okay,
right,
but I feel like this weekend we had a victory finally in a long, long, long time. But first, before I get into that, let's say hi to the chat. Go, Team Ghost Planet, go! Welcome. That reminds me of Maki Go. Go Speed Racer, go, right?
Yeah, I know. Go.
That's the Japanese version. Auditor Dread, welcome. Horizon Talker, hello. Joshua V. And I don't know if I missed anybody, but we'll have some people coming in a little bit. But almost forgot about what movie? Ghostbusters Afterlife or Speed Racer? Okay. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's getting good. It's getting good word of mouth. But let's me read first. The critics had their part to say in this, and I thought you might want to hear some of the headlines. I stopped at a page because I'm not putting any more of these on here, but I have a full page of just titles of Ghostbusters Afterlife reviews. Y'all want to hear them, huh?
God help us. I would love to hear what the critics are saying. The learned critics.
These are from all over the place. They're from like popular like New York Times and Atlantic, all the way up to a local newspaper. Okay, or Associated Press. It runs the gamut. Okay, to fan sites, quote unquote fan sites. Mm-hmm. I'll read you the titles. Okay. The real monster of Ghostbusters Afterlife is lazy IP. You like that, huh?
What?
Review. Okay, here's another one. Review. Ghostbusters Afterlife stinks under treacly over-the-top fan service.
That's what fans... When you appease the fan... who's paying for it? Fans. You appease the fans.
Review. Ghostbusters Afterlife pays tribute to the original, but maybe a little too much. See, sorry, a little too much. See, okay. Ghostbusters Afterlife resurrects spooky shtick for old fans. That's kind of a negative term, I think. Actually, there's a wonderful Dr. Katz from the line, the show Dr. Katz, where they talk about shtick, but I won't repeat it here. But it's a
and
funny
also,
quote.
What a way to insult half your readers, calling them old
Tell
fans.
me about it. No, I'm going to get into this. Yeah, Ghost. Okay, here's another one. Ghostbusters Afterlife has the spirit of modern franchises, not the original movie. Review, and I love the subhead. This is what happens when you make a movie, quote unquote, for the fans.
Yes, we like it.
Okay. Review. Listless Ghostbusters Afterlife fails to reanimate fun of the original. Ghostbusters. Here's another one. Ghostbusters Afterlife review. A manipulation and ethically dubious nostalgia trip. I almost wanted to read that one because I'm like, what do you mean ethically dubious? What did they do?
I think it's spoilers, guys. If anybody spoilers, there may be a few in the next several minutes. I think they're talking about Egon.
Okay, but anyway, we won't. Let's not. I'm gonna try and keep it spoiler free if we can. Okay,
Right.
but obviously we are all chomping at the bit to talk about it. But there may still be some people in the chat that haven't seen it. But by all means, and I'm gonna get into that in a minute. As important as the first weekend is, I almost think people seeing it on the second weekend might be more important. Okay.
Right.
But anyway, Ghostbusters Afterlife review, a play for nostalgia and merch. Okay. Ghostbusters Afterlife is a nostalgia whack-a-mole at its worst. They like using the word nostalgia in a negative light. I've noticed this. Review, busting doesn't feel good in Ghostbusters Afterlife, a frustrating franchise retread. Ghostbusters Afterlife collapses under fan baiting nostalgia. See, if you notice,
the nostalgia is like this evil word now.
Fan is an evil word. Okay. Ghostbuster Afterlife is a soulless ode to nepotism. That one I got pretty angry with. Okay. I'm sorry. Nepotism is all over the place in Hollywood right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the point where I don't care how you got the job. Can you do the job once you get it? Okay.
Right.
That's what I care about. Okay.
If they're talking about Jason Reitman, and
that's what they're talking about. They don't.
The guy did. I did a little. I don't know if you caught my little
research.
My little pun that I did was like Jason Reitman was the right man for the job.
I like that in your review.
Thank you.
And the final one, Ghostbusters Afterlife review. Old ghosts aren't enough to save this nostalgia play. There's another one. Too many old ghosts mar Ghostbusters Afterlife. This is just it's endless. Mm-hmm. The critics were wanting to savage this movie. And I'm sorry, I saw it. Okay. At its worst, it's good. Okay.
Yeah. I gave it 5 out of 5. I almost took a little off for a few niggling things, but I had to. It's like having extra credit. There were some things they did that were just so over the top awesome that it kind of made up for that. And I think the Egon thing was fantastic. I literally had tears in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about that, okay? But of course, if you even from the get-go, he's there. I don't want to spoil the big thing. I'll put it to you this way. I know I want to talk about this movie so badly, but I'm going to wait. But I'm just going to say, when I was most worried, that's when things became really cool. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Okay. Let me read Auditor Dread. We are butthurt that Ghostbusters 2016 didn't do well. Oh, this is the critics. Yeah, we are butthurt that Ghostbusters 2016 didn't do well. We are going to complain about this new one. Pleasing the fans. Yeah. And let's go ahead and see. I have a couple stories tonight about how it did in the box office. Now, I would argue this is a victory because I think both Al and I conclude, and even a lot of other people are concluding that this was a good sequel. This was a good follow-up. That we finally have a good Ghostbusters sequel, or even great Ghostbusters sequel, you know. And even if it did badly, we still got it. Okay?
Which is something we haven't had in a long time, which is a good sequel.
Did you see 2016? I'm curious. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
How bad was it?
It was bad. It was horrid. It was vomitously bad.
I have actively avoided seeing it. That movie has been pushed on me since it came out. I did this thing with Movies Anywhere. I use that app, and you can get to combine like your Vudu account, your iTunes account into one thing. They gave me a free copy of Ghostbusters 2016 when I signed up for. Like, don't give me a free copy of Ghostbusters 2016.
It is so biblically bad that I think the Catechism can include it as an option for doing repenting of your sins, to be made to watch that film as God's punishment for your sins.
What I had, the impression I had of it is that it kind of it gives us some of the worst tendencies of a lot of modern comedies where they let the actors ad lib ad nauseum.
Yeah,
it keeps going on and on. Which
it just, I mean, it felt like, if anyone's ever seen those horrible parody films that they'll do, like the 40-Year-Old Virgin was super bad at giving Sarah Marshall or something, these horrible comic parodies. It's almost like it's that,
like Apatow, like an Apatow type movie.
Not even that.
Yeah,
like a parody of an Apatow movie, like Meet the Spartans was to 300.
Right.
If anybody remembers that film, but Ghostbusters, it was supposed to be a vehicle for the 4 comedic actresses, who I will say, I have respect for most of those actresses.
Right.
But it was the wrong vehicle, the wrong portrayals, bad execution, terrible writing. It failed on every level. It just was terrible. And people know I like films. I like bad films, and this I could not find anything good about it. I would rather watch Ouija Shark 24 hours a day than watch this thing again.
Because you're yeah. Oh, Netter's Network. Hi, Nanette. Good to see you.
Hi, Nanette. Hope you guys are hanging in there.
Yeah,
we're thinking about you.
Yeah, you're in our prayers. But Owen Zatopia, welcome. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and read this article. Ghostbusters Afterlife has restored the luster to Sony's supernatural franchise. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. The Hollywood tentpole easily topped the weekend chart with a better than expected $44 million for 4,315 theaters in North America box office after succeeding in luring both families and males, the most avid moviegoers in the pandemic era. Ghostbusters Afterlife's performance is a big win for Sony, which was haunted by its failure to revive the franchise with the 2016 female skewing Ghostbusters. The studio is counting on big misses throughout Thanksgiving week and next weekend. So, fine if you didn't get a chance to see it, but if you do get an opportunity, try and catch it next weekend. Okay, that'll be a big help to this. But overseas, Afterlife started off with $60 million from 31 markets for a worldwide launch of $60 million. Not bad. And the movie cost $75 million. It costs like almost half of what the 2016 cost.
I gotta say, which is not a big price tag. That's a good price tag.
No, that's a reasonable.
Yeah, I think I heard if the film does about 180, it'll break even. That's his break even mark. Where there are some films that they would have to be the top producer of all time to break even. They just inflate their costs so much.
Yeah. And you won't, especially, I don't know what the Eternals cost, but I know that was kind of pricey, I think. But
yeah.
I probably mentioned it the other week, but I forgot already. But the new film is directed by Jason Reitman and is a sequel to the iconic 1984 Ghostbusters, which was directed by his dad. Ghostbusters Afterlife stars Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, Mckenna Grace, Annie Potts, and Paul Rudd, and follows what happens when a single mom and her 2 kids arrive in a small town and begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and the secret legacy their grandfather left behind. The film earned an A- cinema score from audience. Who played the mom in this movie?
Carrie Coon.
Yeah, I've liked her a lot. She was great on the 3rd season of Fargo. She was on that. But I've seen her in a lot of like television, like well, not like regular network TV, but like the cable type shows. She's very good, so I was happy to see her in this.
I've really never seen her before, but I liked her.
Yeah, if you like,
I thought she was real. I thought she was very interesting and played the disappointed adult child very well.
Kind of the thankless role in the movie, I think, but I think she played it well.
Well, she was the new gatekeeper, and
that's true.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
I don't say nothing more. Nothing more. We will.
It's hard.
I know you want to talk about it. I'm sure you'll be on a stream soon enough. With I'm tempted to as well. Like I said, maybe this will be a mistake later on, but I figured, especially with Troy, I know Troy was looking so forward to doing a live stream with his reaction. So I'm at least since he's always on, I'm going to give him the opportunity to do that. Hopefully I'll be on with him though when he does that. But box office though, this is another article. This is earlier in the weekend, but box office Ghostbusters Afterlife scores up projected 40 million. Okay, it actually more. It actually made more than was projected. But I like 44. This article. This is from Variety. Ghostbusters Afterlife is front runner at the domestic box office as the comedy sequel is headed towards a 40.5 million haul this weekend. Okay. I hate quoting numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It comes off flat. But anyway.
Well, it's very hard to get your head around numbers today because of the pandemic. It's different. It's a different expectation than it would have been pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic. This is why I'm thinking, especially since this is a theatrical only release, let's see if this movie has legs. Let's see if next weekend it does well. Let's see if the weekend after it does well. If like say it makes the same amount or even close to that next weekend, I think we have a bona fide hit on our hands.
Yeah,
I think already it might be a hit, but
Thanksgiving's become a very big cinema day. A lot of people it still is. A lot of people still do a Thanksgiving Day film and Christmas Day a lot too.
Yeah. Because I think even like some of the Marvel movies would come out around Thanksgiving. Like I think the Thor movies used to come out around Thanksgiving. At least the last couple did. And
I remember seeing Purple Rain on Thanksgiving.
Really?
Day. Yeah, when it was out, I was like, I had taken a nap. I was over the tryptophan high, and I was like, I'm going to a movie, and I went to go see Purple Rain.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, the movies that came out over the Thanksgiving breaks and stuff, didn't tend to be like the huge blockbusters, but they tend to be like the bigger comedies, comedic films. Like Home Alone was a big one. Of course, I do remember Back to the Future 2 came out around that time too, but I think that was because they were leading in for part 3 that was going to come out in the summer. So they had to get that one out sooner. Yeah, but
and that was also because of the writer's strike. I think they did them successful back to back.
Right.
And I think it was because of an actor strike or some strike. Everybody was striking back then for some reason or other.
They're still doing that though. I mean,
yeah, but now it's political stuff. Back then it was for money, the way it's supposed to be.
Well, yeah. Well, back a while ago, they had Quantum of Solace was kind of shot out, the second Daniel Craig Bond movie, because they were trying to get it out before a writer's strike happened. Mm-hmm. And then we had all the chaos with MGM, so you didn't get another Bond movie with him until Skyfall. It was a big disaster. But I want to talk about Bond. Actually, at some point, I'm going to have Zootopia on to talk about Bond, though. But let's see, though. Sony has positioned the comedy sequel for continuous play over the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday weekend, betting on great word of mouth. Say nice things, people, to earn ticket sales from families of men, women, and children. During the pandemic era, young adults have been the primary audience to show interest in returning to theaters, while family and adult-orientated films have failed to draw big numbers more often than not. How Afterlife holds over the next few weeks remains up in the air, though its A- cinema score is certainly an encouraging sign of enthusiasm from audiences. You should go on Rotten Tomatoes. The divergent between the critics and the audience is insane over there.
Yeah, it's like 60 some critic and audience is like over 90.
Right. But The new edition, the Ghost. Oh, go ahead.
Because that's what happens when you make a film that fans want to love. They will love it and go see it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'll let you know when I see it. But let me keep going. The new addition to the Ghostbusters franchise focuses on the new next generation of spooky sleuths who find themselves at the center of of supernatural activity in their small Oklahoma town. The film stars Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, a Ghostbusters super fan who is an amateur parapsychologist, as well as Finn Wolfhard, Mckenna Grace, and Carrie Coon, who portray a new family in town with connections to the original Spirit Hunters. Original Ghostbusters stars Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, and Annie Potts also reprised their roles from the 1984 film. Spoiler, sorry. Okay. I wasn't sure. We kind of knew they would be there, but I didn't know how. Okay.
And I don't know if we did mention this, but if you haven't seen it and you go see it, stay all the way through. End. Absolute bitter end, because that's when a final scene happens.
I have to say too, everyone has their favorite Ghostbuster. I've always liked Ernie Hudson's Winston. Ernie Hudson, I don't know. He has a charisma about him. I liked him in the original, liked him in the second one, liked him in this.
I really liked him in this one.
Yeah.
I think they have set up a possible revitalization through his character.
We'll see what happens. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
I'm trying to say that without giving anything away.
I know. Say to the end if you go to see it though. There's stuff.
Yeah,
okay?
The absolute bitter end.
Good stuff.
I mean, yeah, real good stuff. Very, very sentimental, heartfelt. I mean, the film is just heart. It's got heart. It's got soul.
It does have heart. Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the first two Ghostbusters films, Helm's Ghostbusters Afterlife. Reitman told Variety that though he was originally hesitant to follow in his father's footsteps, the same feeling actually ended up giving him inspiration for the film. That's what this movie became about, Reitman said. Ghostbusters Afterlife is about a family developing the courage to pick up the proton pack themselves. Mm-hmm. I didn't look at it that way, but that kind of is. They're all kind of slowly going through the steps trying to finish what some people started. I'm just gonna put it to you that way, okay? But I enjoyed it. I do highly recommend.
I do want to say
it.
Got a lot of, and I can consider myself a fan of hers now. Mckenna Grace, the one who played Phoebe, the young girl. I first saw her. Well, I've seen her in a couple things, but I mostly know her as Sheldon's nemesis on Young Sheldon, if anybody watches that show. And she plays the smart, as I call her, hyper-intelligent character very well. So it really fit into her wheelhouse. No, I loved her. I loved how I just loved her work in this.
I thought she was the standout of this movie. And just want to say, female protagonist, people complaining about, you have a female protagonist in this movie. I'm just
not only a strong female protagonist, a strong young female
relatable too. Okay, everyone in this movie was relatable, and it's
like I said, go if you don't mind spoilers, go to my review on Big Al Presents, and I tell you all about it. About exactly how I feel about this movie.
You know what they brought up in the past? They brought up how one of the reasons Star Wars was a big success is that time in the 70s, everybody was kind of down in the dumps. Okay, the Vietnam War just ended. I don't think the economy was great, and they needed a pick-me-up, and that movie really hit it. And I think in some ways that's sort of what this movie does too, because we have people that are kind of down and out when we see them in this movie, aren't they?
I use the word a lot in reviews when it's appropriate, escapist, or diversion, which is what entertainment needs to be. You don't want to see a movie that is dealing with the crap on your television.
Yeah, and Hollywood, I want to tell you, if you don't provide the escapism, people are going to get it elsewhere. Okay,
yeah, we want to see. I mean, that's why I watch Big Bang Theory all the time, Parks and Rec endlessly, Office, because I can escape the idiocy of real life and enter another, something that's funny and will make me feel better. We don't, there's enough terrible stuff going on. I mean, just tonight, somebody took a car and ran into a parade.
I heard a little bit about that. I don't know the full story. That's horrible, though, and it's just
all I know. But I don't know who did it or why. But
we don't know
Wisconsin, either. So draw your conclusions until later.
I mean, it's not good, whatever it is, but we'll see. No, we'll see what it was. Just let me see. I think Spider-Man 2002 was pick me up for people after the. I think so too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. After the terrorist attacks, yeah, for me, you know what that was actually. In fact, that premiered right after September 11th. I don't care, YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
anyway,
it was filmed before it because one of the initial posters had webbing between the Twin Towers.
Yeah, but I remember the Justice League cartoon premiered shortly after that, and the Justice League cartoon starts out with us getting invaded by aliens and the Justice League, and like all the superheroes are kind of on the outs, and and then they bring it together and they stop the I guess what is it, the White Martians, I think they're called, and DC lore, and the Imperium and all that.
But yeah, there's some weird,
and it gave me a good feeling, and we had the Justice League finally.
And Fan Man was going to do a rewatch of that, but life got in the way.
Right. Well, that happens.
I think it was that. It was something like that.
But Spider-Man 2002, yeah, no, I know, yeah, the first one definitely, yeah. I wonder too. Well, I'm not going to say because I think the movies that did resurrect the superhero genre were Blade and X-Men, but I think Spider-Man really took it over, and I think part of that probably was reaction to the. We just wanted to feel good feel good about ourselves.
For the youngins out there who don't remember, that was a big deal that year.
I was in a theater when I saw Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, right? And there was this young little British girl, like a row ahead of me, right? She was sitting down, right? And there's this scene when I can't do her accent, unfortunately, but there was the scene when Spider-Man swings and rescues Mary Jane, right? When she's in the kimono and everything. And the little girl just yelled out, spoke out, like, "This is so exciting!" And I don't know, it's kind of cool. This kid
That's awesome
in the theater. I like that. So
I do appreciate when there's genuine joy and reaction in the theater. I don't like when people are being stupid in the theater. Like,
no, but that was just her being genuinely excited about the movie. Like she never saw anything like it before. Yeah.
When a kid is having fun like that, that's fantastic.
Exactly. But yeah, so I don't know if y'all in the chat have seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, but Thanksgiving weekend's coming up. If you have opportunity, I do highly recommend it. So does Al. So do a lot of people. It is we got Ghostbusters back. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Okay. For the longest time, we've had our stuff taken from us, pummeled and stuff, and we tend to gripe about it on the channels, but we should also point out when things go well. Those critics.
It's like finally getting over the food poisoning that was 2016.
You can hold your head up high as a Ghostbusters fan now. Okay, you say I'm a Ghostbusters fan, and now it's cool. It's now relevant again. I mean, it was relevant for a time. It's kind of funny. That was the joke in Ghostbusters 2, right? When they're at the party, the birthday party, and the one kid says He-Man, and he kicks him. I want He-Man, not Ghostbusters. Because I think the idea is they've fallen off the pop culture thing a bit.
Well, spoilers. I'm not going to go see the movie.
We want to talk about it, but we figure some of you haven't seen it yet. Plus, I know that others I'm sure Al, you'll end up on some stream, whatever, where they're talking about it as well. So it's. We'll get to it maybe next week, and I'll finally break down and talk a bit about it. But because I'm going to be talking about the box office for next weekend too. Hopefully, it's even more. But we have some other stories tonight. This is going to be a weird stream tonight. I decided to pick some odd stories, okay, which may be duds. Actually, no, stay. Listen, okay. All right. Any Lego fans? You a Lego fan, Al?
Not specifically.
Okay, well,
I don't hate them.
I figured a toy related story. Okay, all right, here we go.
I like toys.
You like Back to the Future?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Lego for adults, Back to the Future DeLorean, rumored for 2022.
Ooh.
These are Lego sets for adults. I've seen these. When I was a kid, I was a bit of a Lego junkie, okay? I had a lot of the castle system sets, some of the space system sets. Big fan of Legos. Nothing compared to what they have now. They have tons of different. Now they have official licenses too.
Yeah, you like it's almost like a model now. You get it to put it together.
And I get the impression that these Lego sets for adults are kind of like models for adults. Yeah. I don't have any myself. I was tempted
I actually have one that was a gift from the Birdman. A Y-wing from Star Wars. I have yet to put it together because it's still amongst all the stuff I have yet to unpack.
So, that'd be a cool thing to do on a snowy evening, though.
I want to do it. I want to eventually do it. I just haven't
gotten it out of storage yet.
Yeah, it's still packed away.
But anyway, I'll read this to you. A new rumor is suggesting that we'll be going back to the future in 2022 with a Lego for Adults DeLorean recreation based on the movies. Promo Bricks is reporting that next year we'll see the release of a Lego for Adults DeLorean model named Back to the Future DeLorean. According to the source, this will be based on the iconic movie franchise and include accessories that can transform the build to be based on the first or second films. So I guess the idea is you can make it look like the original or the one that was all decked out from the future. Yeah.
Or the one that flies.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the number of pieces is not included in the report, but it is rumored to be released in April 2022 for 3 months exclusively at Lego stores before being more widely available in July onwards.
Does it say how big the finished car will be?
Let me see. It doesn't. It is going to cost, this is pounds, I don't know, $169.99 in pounds. What is that? That's euros, I think. No, euros. I think it's euros.
I don't know. I don't know what that calculates. I lost all sense about foreign currency.
Yeah. The out-of-time license plate is listed as included, as well as a futuristic version. It is also said that the wheels will be able to fold down into the flying position when the vehicle is modified in the future. The interior is reported to feature a flux capacitor, as well as opening doors and a hood. A tool case and hoverboard are also believed to be included as accessories, though it is rumored to contain no minifigures. So
why have the hoverboard if you don't have a little Marty?
I don't know. They did do a Back to the Future DeLorean years ago, but I think that was more like their more kid-centric line, whereas this is more like the adult collectors where you rebuild the Taj Mahal or something, and you have
the little hoverboard to just sit in the back seat. That's just kind of silly to me.
Maybe the idea is if you have a Marty McFly action figure, maybe you can put him on the Lego hoverboard, like a realistic Todd McFarlane.
That would make sense.
I don't know. The Lego group has officially approached the classic DeLorean from the movies before with the Lego ideas, the DeLorean time machine pictured above. Okay, you can see the link, as well as a smaller version from Lego Dimensions. Treat these rumors with caution until the Lego group can make an official announcement. Otherwise, these and other rumors may be proven false in time. Lego Dimensions was this game you could get for consoles where you could basically use all the different Warner Brothers properties, and they came with sets. They had one for Back to the Future. They had one for Doctor Who. I believe, and it was the Peter Capaldi Doctor. I believe that when you did the adventure from the Peter Capaldi Doctor Who, he ran into Doc Brown. Okay, I think they did a crossover. I think they did that.
That would be funny. I did see, wasn't like last year they had a Star Wars holiday special Lego version or so. It wasn't like, it was like based on the new.
Yeah, they have. This is like where things get very confusing with the movies, because you have like the Lego universe, then you have Lego Star Wars, then you have Lego Star Wars specials instead of like the regular animated Star Wars specials, and that's when I check out. I was fine in the Lego movie. Did you see that movie, the Lego movie with?
I saw part of it. That's Chris. Was it Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt did the voice in it, and
everything is awesome. Yeah, I saw most of it.
I actually liked the first one. I didn't care much for Batman.
I have not. Now that I think about it, I have not finished it.
Okay,
I have to go back and watch.
It's fine, but there's some cool cameos in there, like a certain Han Solo and Lando Calrissian show up.
Wow.
But Lego Big Bang Theory. I think they probably did a Lego Big Bang Theory.
It seems like they've done Lego everything.
They did a Lego Friends set. They did a Lego Seinfeld set. Did you know that?
A set about nothing.
Yeah, they did a Lego Doctor Who set, and the neat thing is that it came with both Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith, so you could do a regeneration. Cool. And the companion they both shared, she was
my favorite of the new Doctors and the best of the new Doctors, in my opinion.
I really liked Peter Capaldi a lot.
I do too. I think he is one of the best Doctors. Period. If you take 4 out of the equation, Tom Baker, I think he's the best Doctor.
Yeah, I do like Davidson though. I've always had a soft spot for Davidson. Remember number 5?
Oh yeah, 5. Yeah, yeah. But 4 is my Doctor, Tom Baker.
I think everybody has their Doctor. I think for me, it's Davidson because that's the one I grew up. He's the one I grew up with.
A lot of the new people like Tennant. I like Tennant. Tennant's fine, but
Tennant's fine. Yeah,
I like Smith was more my humor, and I love his storylines.
Well, Smith, yeah.
I wish Capaldi had better storylines, but I loved his portrayal. He was just awesome.
Yeah, I wonder if they were split because they were too busy doing Sherlock episodes too. But we need Lego 2.5 Men, Charlie Harper House one day. You never know. It's not impossible. I don't think we'll ever get Lego Star Trek though. I don't think that's ever happening.
That's it. Okay. You know what would be cool because it actually looks like a Lego already is Battlestar Galactica. You just click them together and you have yourself the Galactica. I mean, it already looks like it's made out of Legos.
Well, you know, it's funny you mention that because I believe the first licensed Lego sets were the Star Wars. And I think if you think about some of those Star Wars ships kind of have that Lego vibe to them where they're kind of chunked together, you know, the less romantic age ones. And then the Lego Harry Potter was soon after that. That was the next big thing they did.
Yeah.
All right. So, for those of you interested in the Lego DeLorean, you can get it without minifigures for probably $300 American, I would think. I don't know.
I would just rather have a Hot Wheel version of the DeLorean of it, I think.
If they ever do the Blade Runner car, that might push me over. I came close with the Tron Light Cycles. I told you I was a Lego fiend as a kid, and I said I gave it up, and I'm like, no more, because I know myself. I would just keep buying them. So no Legos. Yeah. I put that behind me. But the Light Cycle, I was tempted on. Okay, because
that Light Cycle is an awesome thing.
Yeah, they were the ones from Tron Legacy, but I still like Tron Legacy.
Yeah. Did you ever play the video game of the Light Cycles? I'm actually talking about like the app, a newer app that you could play like on a Kindle or something, where you could like twist the tablet and it changes your direction. It's pretty cool.
That actually makes sense as a motion type game where you could twist your screen around. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so moving on to the weird news. I got this from an actual site called Geek Culture, so of course they have to know what's up, right? Apple TV's first ever Korean drama, Dr. Brain, delves into some weird science. Okay,
I watched the trailer for that.
You've heard of it? Okay,
because of your thumbnail, I just heard of it today.
I watched the first episode. See, me and 5 other people are the subscribers to Apple TV Plus in North America. The joke is that I got it free because I got a new Mac last year, and they gave you a year's free of Apple TV Plus, and I joked, "Oh, great, Greyhound with Tom Hanks is on it," and that's about it, and some Peanuts cartoons. But actually, they've added a lot more since then. They have a Foundation TV series now. They have. Based on the Asimov novel series.
I heard about that. I've heard about that.
I don't know how I feel about it yet. Part of the problem is I never read those novels. I read the iRobots, but I didn't read Foundation, so I don't know how. But I've been watching it. I'm trying to think. They have another Tom Hanks movie coming out where he repairs a robot, and they're trying to avoid like some big disaster on Earth. Yeah,
or something like that. I actually have the MP4 of that.
Oh, interesting.
It's available. I think it's on something. Netflix?
Okay. What's on? I thought it was the big Apple TV, because Apple TV Plus is like they're trying to battle it out with Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO Max. And this is their latest, I guess,
Don't
acquisition.
forget Paramount Plus, which is also up and coming.
Yeah, I don't bring up Paramount Plus on this channel, please. I'm not. Have you heard my rants on Paramount Plus on Daniel stream? I go on rants about Paramount Plus. Here's what happened. Do I want to bore the audience? I'm going to repeat
I
what I
have
did. Okay.
opened up a hornet's nest.
You have opened up a hornet's nest. Okay. We were getting ready to watch Star Trek Insurrection. And I was like, I'm a Paramount Plus subscriber, not even because of Star Trek, because it has all those CBS shows on it. And they had a fight with the company we use for satellite, which we're probably going to be getting rid of soon, because what's the point? They keep having fights with all these different networks. Anyway, so we didn't have access to CBS. I wanted to get like the NCIS shows and all that stuff, right? So I subscribed to Paramount Plus, which is, of course, the home of Star Trek, right? Because, of course, Star Trek is a Paramount property. They had all the movies, all the old shows, the new stuff, if you like that. And I go to look for Star Trek Insurrection, and it's not there. And I told Daniel, I'll cool it. I'm not going to go nuts on your stream. And I start ranting on his stream about there being no Star Trek Insurrection on here. And it was like, they got rid of it like a week prior. They had it there because I knew it was on there the last month. And apparently they have to go to AMC Plus. And Troy and I go on rants about this, about how, a lot of these apps, you think they have the rights to things, and then they don't have the rights because of previous agreements they made. Right. So I guess give it over to AMC for 6 months and all this other nonsense.
Right. And you'll see things that are on Netflix that disappear, and then like a week later they're on Amazon Prime.
But here's the excuse with Netflix. I understand Netflix because if Netflix has Beverly Hills Cop on there, I'm not expecting them to have it forever. It's going to go someplace else. If Paramount owns Beverly Hills Cop, why isn't it on their streaming service? Instead, it's on HBO Max. That makes no sense to me. It's a Paramount movie. And I was actually starting to sing the praise of HBO Max for a while, too, because I looked at their movie selection. It was excellent. They had all the Dirty Harrys and everything. Then, like a week ago, I find out, oh, no, they're all going away, too, on HBO Max. So you think you're getting this big collection, but I think it's a rotating collection. And I don't know if that's just because they're wanting to keep it fresh or if they have prior agreements with other places.
Autodread is reminding us of Troy's mantra: own physical media.
Buy physical copies. But I also understand too, like when you're young and you don't have a lot of money, you just may want to subscribe to a service to watch all the movies you need, and then maybe later on you could when you get that first part-time job, or I don't know.
I go another route, matey.
Well, yeah, and people can go another route too, and Troy also brings up that other route as well. Okay. I will say this though, I pick on Black Friday, but and I'll be going on a rant about that on Daniel's stream, but maybe I won't, because Black Friday is the time of year if you want to buy physical media like DVDs and Blu-rays, you can get them for very cheap. Okay, I'm talking like $2, $5. Okay, even new releases $10. Okay, so
but sometimes a lot of times it's like the $2 ones are usually films you really don't want.
Sometimes. But you never know. You may find one in the pile that you want,
right.
Or buy twos.
Sometimes you come across that little gem you didn't know was available, and boom, there it is.
I think last year I did a combination of The Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes as part of the deal.
Ooh. That's an interesting double feature.
There you go. Okay, but Apple TV's first ever K-drama, Dr. Brain, delves into some weird science. And I do have a reason for having this story here. In the last decade, K-movies have been dominating the mainstream consciousness, along with K-dramas on the Goggle Box. And with the recent success of Squid Game, the time has come for K-dramas to make itself known on streaming services as well. It comes Apple TV Plus with its first K-drama, the genre-bending Dr. Brain melds science fiction, horror, and Korean aesthetics into one. An adaptation of the webtoon, best known for its science sci-fi thriller premise, the series was originally created by famed Korean webtoonist Han Jak-ga, and the folks at Apple TV Plus roped in popular horror director Kim Ji-woon, who directed A Tale of Two Sisters and The Uninvited. You may have heard of those if you watch those movies. To write, direct, and executively produce the 6-episode series that stars Parasite's Lee Sun-kyun as the brain scientist Dr. Swon Ko. Dr. Brain is an emotional journey that follows a brain scientist who is obsessive about figuring out new technologies to access the consciousness and memories of the brain. The desire to recover memories is driven by the scientist's desire to piece together the mystery. Hold on. The mystery of a family tragedy that has deeply impacted him. Called Brain Sinks, the scientist hacks into the brains of other people to access their consciousnesses and memories during the time of the accident. The brain sinks are inevitably the most unique part of the series, playing a big part in adding to the human drama experience and character development of the protagonist. He discovers later on that he can't do it with a live subject, but that he can do it with due to an experiment he had with mice, that you could do it with a corpse, like a recently deceased person. You can get their memories from their brain into your brain with this device. It's very bizarre.
It's like transferring the hard drive or something.
Kind of like that. And
yeah, I saw the trailer for it. It visually stunning.
It looks really good, yeah.
Yeah,
and I watched the first episode actually before the stream. It's not bad. I'm intrigued.
It looks like a very interesting concept, and good on them for coming out with something different.
I mean, a lot of people in our community, they'll recommend Japanese animated series, and now, of course, Korea is stepping into it with a lot of their dramatic movies and television series. Squid Game is like the Netflix big hit. I'd never heard of it, but all of a sudden, everybody's talking about Squid Game.
Yeah, I've just heard of it. I don't know what it's about.
I'm thinking this is in Korean with English subtitles, maybe, and people. Years ago, people would never watch stuff in a foreign language like your mainstream audience, and now this stuff is happening. And I'm thinking this could be a reaction to a lot of the direct coming out of Hollywood, that they're looking for alternatives.
Yeah,
what do you think? I don't know.
Look overseas. I'm one for finding what you can where you can. If Hollywood's not giving you what you want, find it somewhere else. Canada, Britain. Has good stuff.
Yeah, I watch British stuff too.
Japan, Korea, China. I don't care where it's from. If it's enjoyable television or a film, watch it. You owe it to yourself to watch something you enjoy. You don't want to sit there watching something that's terrible and it's terrible and you keep watching it. That's just pointless. It's like keep putting your hand on a burning stove. No.
Dr. Brain is also available on Topaz as of this week if people want to read the source material. Oh, the webtoon, is that right? Yeah, I should look for that because I'm kind of curious now, because I guess it was based. Is that a comic strip, or is that like a comic strip put to motion? I don't know what that is exactly. See, because I'm a boomer.
I don't know.
Okay,
I gotta say a lot of this newfangled stuff don't make no sense to me.
But we want to keep fresh young minds like they did in the Twilight Zone movie. Except for the smart kid that wanted to stay young. Okay.
But it sounds like a good concept. It's sometimes you come across some. I haven't done a good deep dive on like Netflix or Amazon lately, but every now and then you find something really, really interesting. That's how I found that British Christmas film that had John Cleese and Fraser in it. I was like, "What is this? I'd never heard of this." And boom, hour and a half of kind of weird fun.
Sure, huh? Okay. Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name for a second. But yeah, it's a British thing called something like Welcome Back Father Christmas or something like that. And it's a British film, and John Cleese and a lot of British actors that they know a lot of. I know Chris Marshall's in it, who I'm familiar with from a British sitcom that I knew. But it's just a fun little film.
Cool.
And yeah, they got, like I say, you do a deep dive, just kind of keep scrolling. Sometimes you find something that just kind of stands out.
Some of the best Sybil Danning films are usually $5 or less. You know Sybil Danning?
Oh, yes, I do.
She was in Battle Beyond the Stars.
Battle Beyond the Stars, yes, she was. And I think one of the Hercules films.
Yeah, by the way,
Ferrigno.
Yes. Oh, I think so. I've warned. That one. I don't know if you have access to Netflix. If you get a chance, I don't know if it's still on there. They had a documentary on canon films, Golden Globus movies.
Oh, sweet.
And they go into how the cast Lou Ferrigno, I guess, as Hercules in that one movie, right? And they were explaining the making of that.
There's actually two of them.
he got mad because they were like the producers were wanting to put naked women in it and stuff, and he's like, I want this to be a family movie. He was getting really angry at them. You know? It's
they compromise. They're women, and they don't show anything.
Yeah.
Particular, but they sure as heck ain't wearing much.
Yeah, I think they were wanting like lurid scenes, and he's like, "No, this is I'm a family man. I want this to be a family movie. Stop this." Okay.
It's funny because the creatures are robots. I just think that's so cool.
Doesn't he toss a bear into space in one scene?
He tosses something, becomes
maybe it was a bear or an ogre. I thought it was a bear, but they showed the scene.
Hydra,
or a hydra. I don't know.
I haven't seen them in a long time. Those things were always on like Showtime or HBO or something, and I watched those things every time it was on.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in so long. I'm sure I'll watch it. I'm like, what was I thinking back then? But
what you're thinking is, I don't feel like going outside today. I'm going to sit and watch a movie, and it can't be that bad. Okay,
pretty much. But I like those. I like those. Your Hunter from the Future. I don't know if you remember that one.
I've heard of that. I've watched a lot of the ones that were on Showtime. So we got
Red Brown.
Yeah, what did we get on Showtime? We got the Death Wish movies. We got the a lot of the Charles Chuck Norris movies. A lot of the Chuck Norris movies.
Yeah. Delta Force with one of the great music scores.
Yeah.
A lot of people. You listen, you hear it, you go, I know that, and you're like, I don't know what it's from, but it's Delta Force. It's really cool.
And Invasion USA, which I think we can count as a Christmas movie. Anyway, if your idea of Christmas is all the enemies of America invading America and blowing up houses in a nice suburb during Christmas time, right? Okay, it's just, oh no, all right,
full of the Christmas spirit, isn't it?
Oh, we have an explanation of Topaz. Topaz is one of the places that hosts comics formatted for phones, no page breaks, just one long strip you scroll through. Oh, so these are for. That's interesting. Here's someone utilizing new technology to tell their story. Okay, cool. I need to get up on things.
I've never heard of it.
Don't forget about the infamous Howling 2. I've never seen Howling 2. I do love the original, but and it's funny. People are either an American Werewolf of London or they're Howling. It's like, I mean, you can like both too, but people do their vote for one of the others. I do like the Howling a lot, mainly because of that killer ending.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it for anybody who decides to watch it, but it has.
Is that the one that's on TV?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you.
All right, well, I might as well just spoil it here. Okay, but I'm just going to say this: sometimes people can have the supernatural or the paranormal staring right in front of their face, and they still won't accept it. That's what's sad about that ending, and it's true.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, some people in the restaurant did. They were like, "Hey, no, she turned into a werewolf. That happened." You know?
Yeah.
Okay, last story of the night. Okay, I know, but this may cause some chatter. So. You're a Star Wars fan, correct?
Yeah, I like to think so, yes.
Okay. Are you a Tamagotchi fan?
Not in the least. I don't know what I kind of know what it is, but no.
You have to know what it is. They're not.
It's like a little pocket,
yes,
little thing that you keep alive or something.
Yes, they were a big thing in what was it, 1997. I think it was summer of 1997. I picked one of those up. They were the hot item.
Right.
I know some people went out and bought Giga Pets, and I feel sorry for y'all, but okay.
No, but I remember Tamagotchi. I never had one, but I remember it.
You could feed it. You'd have to take care of it, or it would die on you. You had to pay attention to it. It wasn't just about feeding it and getting rid of the poop it laid either. Okay, you also had to take care of it.
I had a pet rock. Remember that face?
Yeah, well, this was the new pet rock, except it actually you would interact with it. Okay, but Star Wars R2-D2 Tamagotchi has Yoda, Boba Fett cameos. What? There is an R2-D2 Tamagotchi now. The new Star Wars R2-D2 Tamagotchi will feature cameos by several classic characters from a galaxy far, far away, including Yoda, Boba Fett, and more. This R2-D2 edition of the Tamagotchi will be the first time that Star Wars characters have been featured on the tiny virtual pet services since their egg-shaped conception in 1997. I was right. See, I remember the year. Look at that.
Good memory.
Following their original release in Japan, Tamagotchi mania swept the globe, with many owners taking multiple virtual pets under their wing at once. It was hard to turn a corner without seeing the small and instantly recognizable Tamagotchi swinging delightfully from a backpack or belt loop as owners strived to nurture their pixelated eggs through life. However, this was not and still isn't always an easy task. Tamagotchi pets will easily become sick and need life-saving medicine to avoid the dreaded Tamagotchi ghost and headstone screen befalling a player. Yes, I used to get those. Now, fans who have a love of 90s nostalgia, there's that word again, and Star Wars are in for a real treat as a new R2D2 Tamagotchi is currently available. A review on StarWars.com has revealed more of the adorable details that will be available to owners of this latest Tamagotchi. As expected, the virtual pet in this instance is Star Wars loyal and tenacious droid R2D2. However, players will be expected to do more than just feed or charge up and entertain R2D2 during their time with the Tamagotchi. They will also need to defend him from unwanted assaults from characters such as Star Wars bounty hunter Boba Fett. Additionally, stormtroopers will occasionally recite their characteristic move along line from the Star Wars films. The small but mighty Jedi Master Yoda will pinch Luke's lamp in a mini game, and Endor's beloved Ewok Wicket will sporadically appear on the screen. Should players fail to take care of their pet R2D2 Tamagotchi, however, Jawas will appear and carry the droid away. Needless to say, this is something that is best to be avoided. Along with this Tamagotchi, there's plenty of other Star Wars content to come for fans of George Lucas' sci-fi fantasy world. Their appearance on Bandai's R2D2 Tamagotchi will not be the only cameo that Star Wars Boba Fett will be making this year in December. The iconic bounty hunter will also be making his debut in Fortnite as part of a crossover with the Book of Boba Fett. Additionally, following several delays, spring 2022 will finally see the release of Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga across gaming platforms. Blah, blah. Okay. Meanwhile, a remake of the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is heading to PlayStation 5 in the future, though an exact date has not been specified. Okay. However, for those looking for a more imminent and cute burst of Star Wars gameplay to add to their day, this R2D2 Tamagotchi may well be the ticket. Apparently, one of the mini games is also the chess game you play with Chewbacca.
Oh, now that would be cute.
I don't know.
Like a real version of that.
I'm waiting for reviews, but it sounds interesting. Does anybody have an interest?
Nah.
It looks like it's original trilogy for purists out there. It doesn't look like they're doing anything. Digimon had Digipets.
Does now if the Jawas do take little R2 Tamagotchi 2 away, are you able to get him back?
No, you have to start all over again.
I mean, but like you have to buy another one, or is that little?
No. You can just you restart and start a new one. Yeah.
Oh,
in the thing. Yeah. No, it doesn't die on you. They're not that bad.
Is this a pay as you go thing, or is this stuff?
No. What this is, it's a little keychain LCD screen with buttons on it, shaped like an egg. Right. And you have like little LCD characters show up, and you basically do different tasks like feed. I guess in the case of R2D2, I don't know, give him oil or something. It's give him an oil bath maybe. And the point is,
you have to play with it, or it'll die, and then
it'll die and get taken off by Jawas, and then you have to start all over again. And the idea is you have a nice, healthy R2D2, and you see how long you can keep them, I guess, happy and healthy. Okay, and that's the point of a Tamagotchi. It's like it's a virtual pet. Like you made a thing about the pet rock, but I would argue this is the pet rock if you could actually interact with your pet rock.
Yeah, that's I'm imagining the Tamagotchi graveyard across the entire world of all these little ones from '97 that are dead now.
I don't think I still have mine. I don't know what happened to it. I might have thrown it out, or maybe it eventually wore out on me. I don't know. I had an orange one from the '97 though.
Well, I'm hoping like the newer ones have like a USB charger.
It's probably battery. I don't know. Well, who knows? Maybe it does. I don't know.
Now, so that would be interesting if you could just plug it in. It's like, oh, here you are, R2, beep beep beep, and it starts feeding.
Okay, wait. R2D2 is a droid. He doesn't poop, and he can't really die. Do we know that droids don't poop? We know this for a fact.
Hey, even if you have a truck, you gotta change the oil every now and then because it gets dirty. So it's kind of like poop.
Yeah, I guess so. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he leaks or something, or he spits out mud that when he was in Dagobah. I don't know. They added these mini games to it too. So maybe instead of you having to clean up the poop, you have to fend off Yoda from poking him or something. Maybe that's what it is. Because I think they are trying to really Star Wars theme. Apparently C-3PO can show up in it as well. So I don't know. It looked cute. If you know, it's 1999. If you have a Star Wars fan,
I'm just trying to be weird about it. But yeah, it's cute. R2D2. Please, he's awesome.
We'll see if they're going to review.
He's one of my top 3 favorite characters in all of Star Wars.
Really? Okay. It's funny, when I was a kid and I saw Star Wars for the first time, I thought he was going to be the main character. And it's weird we say that because now we have movies where a robot, like WALL-E, where the robot is the main character. But
yeah, they're out there. Terminator, sort of in a bad way.
Yeah, well, not in part 2 exactly, but yeah. I guess that means R2D2 gets oil baths now. I would guess. I don't even know if that's what they're going to do in it, but Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got caught up in Tamagotchi mania.
Yeah, I do remember it, but I never had one. But I do remember people that had it.
I got both a PC Tamagotchi game as well as a Game Boy Tamagotchi game, where it had, of course, the standard Tamagotchi raise your pet, but then it had like mini games. Like they had a Tamagotchi Space Invaders knockoff game on there, and a couple other things. And it was, I don't know. It's good, clean fun, and it's a cheap little stocking stuffer gift you could get for somebody. It's neat, and I'm
you say that. How much?
$19.99. $19.99.
Oh, that sounds like a deal then.
That's not that bad, and it might be kind of fun to play with. Okay,
that's like good for like office.
Like an office present.
White elephant. What do they call it? White elephant or
I think I might have had an idea for if we do a white elephant gift. I might do a Tamagotchi. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. Last year I did.
Because it's gender neutral. I mean, it don't have to be a guy or a girl.
No, you can. I mean, anybody can like that. Yeah, I'll think about that. If not R2D2, something else. But cool. So I think that about wraps it up. This was sort of a mini. Like I said, this is the Geek Gulag. But anyway, though, we did miss Troy tonight. But please, especially keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. We'd appreciate that. And,
definitely
go through this difficult time.
I don't know what is ahead for them. I do know the original plan was that Netters Network was going to have the Peanuts Thanksgiving special, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special next Saturday, but I don't know what's going on with that.
I haven't heard about that. I don't know if that's still in the chat or not. Actually, I'm not going to ask her that now because she probably doesn't know either. But keep an eye out. They may do it. If not, we could always catch up on it later.
You
could always do a marathon of Thanksgiving and the 2 Christmas specials.
That's true. Always true. I've got mine ones coming out. I don't have anything on a date. I do know one Christmas movie. Well, 2 I'm going to do. One's going to be a special Friday. I'm not quite sure which Friday yet, but whichever is the next rewatch I do on a Saturday night will probably be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Time to spend a little time to rewatch, have a Griswold rewatch.
That is an excellent movie. Like
yes,
I said,
it is.
That is one of the great
classic
Christmas comedies. It might be the best Christmas comedy. It's up there.
Definitely, yeah. I would take this over Home Alone any day.
I like them both. Birdman and I will be probably doing Home Alone 2 at some point. In fact, if you tune into this Wednesday, we'll be doing our annual I guess before Thanksgiving stream where I usually rant or maybe praise what's on sale on Black Friday. So you want to hear about some good deals, I may be able to tell you this Wednesday if you want to tune in for that. And it's more like a relaxing stream, but I'm trying to think of anything else is going on this week. And like I said, Troy I know he was planning to do the holiday special rewatch, but he may be postponing that. Of course, I would argue if it's a holiday special, you could probably do that later, even up to Christmas, right?
True. Wookiee Life Day has passed. It's November 17th. It was last week. But it's never a bad time to watch.
Okay, so they actually tune in this Saturday. Netter will be doing a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and yes,
awesome.
I will be joining her for that. Okay, so
that'll be awesome. Get your popcorn ready.
And I know she's referred to Peppermint Patty as a Karen, but I disagree. I think she's just a bit gregarious, maybe.
A little rambunctious, perhaps, but not a Karen.
Oh, man. Did you see her in the Easter special?
No.
Oh, she keeps telling Marcy to boil the eggs, and like Marcy keeps then cracks the eggs open and puts them in the water, and she's like, "Do I smell soup or something, or smell?" And it's like, that's not how you boil the eggs. I guess she made egg drop soup or something.
Okay. She's like poaching them or something.
All right, and we hope to have a link to stream it for free, or may move it over to Discord. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know. I know that Apple TV Plus last year, they got into a lot of trouble because they got Charlie Brown exclusivity. So I think as kind of a we should see if they're doing it this year. They did let you watch it for free, I think, during the Thanksgiving weekend if you wanted to watch the Thanksgiving special on their app, even if you weren't a subscriber.
To save face.
To save face, probably.
Okay, yes. I was just checking. I do have the MP4 of it, so
it's a classic. I mean, you can find it if you hunt around for it, and I know that PBS, if you have access to PBS, I know that they did an airing of it last year where it was like live for one night, but you had to record it. You couldn't do it. You could just do it. You couldn't do it through the PBS app. You had to actually record it when it was on the air. So yeah, they made things complicated, needlessly complicated, but it should be a fun time. But I'll talk to y'all later. And Al, you got anything else coming up this week?
I am not sure what's going on with the Tuesday book study of Two Towers. I'm not sure if we're taking a week off or not. But keep tuned just in case we do have it. I'm not sure what the Catholic Bible Geek / Professor Geek has in store for that. But like I said, I did drop my review of Ghostbusters Afterlife on my channel, Big Al Presents. I also have one for Red Notice that I did a couple days ago. And of course, the fresh rewatch from last night, the Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe.
Yes, which I was on that with you and Daniel Herron.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, that's a funny movie.
Thank you so much. I love that movie. I really do. It's just, this has been several days of just fun movies. Red Notice, flawed but fun. Some good Christmas stuff. Ghostbusters Afterlife, which has really just sparked my happiness a lot. So just some good stuff in the last couple days. Hope it lasts.
So keep your fingers crossed. Like I said, I think we've won a battle. All right. In fact, I think we won a battle here. We won a battle today. We won a battle with Ghostbusters Afterlife, and
the Battle of Helm's Deep is over.
Yeah, the Battle of Helm's Deep is over. There'll still be more battles in the future for pop culture, but this was one we won, and they're not going to be able to take this away from us. Even if for whatever reason they don't make another one, we still have this one. But keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see more. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So everyone have a good week. Stay tuned, in the community for other things coming up, and hopefully I'll see you next Sunday. Okay.
And if you don't hear from us before then, have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And of course, the highlight of my Thanksgiving will be a Funko Baby Yoda in the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, neat.
You didn't hear about that? Yeah.
No.
A Funko version of Grogu is
in the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
One of the new balloons, and he even comes with a little ball that he follows.
I always look for Charlie Brown in that parade. So okay, cool.
Yeah, I like Garfield too. I always like Garfield.
All right, take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye-bye.